Ladies and gentlemen, do you like that little hop skip? Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Headlines with Amr. Today is Friday, February 20th, and if you'll allow me to pile on to this very hot topic that might be cooling, Bad Bunny. We're talking about Bad Bunny today. A lot of people are mad at Bad Bunny, and they say that they were mad because they couldn't understand his performance at the Super Bowl halftime show, and that we should be able to understand people in America. And I guess my question for those people is, have you never taken a big fat shit on the chorus to Mr. Brightside at a wedding? Do you really do anything beyond walk around singing that one song by Post Malone? Money, 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 nanny, 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 body like a rock star. Don't tell me you knew the words. Personally, for me, it's never been a big issue for me. I mean, I've spent a lot of my life not knowing the words to all kinds of songs. I mean, I remember most of my childhood, every time it came on the radio, just being like, lady in bed is dancing. The words may have mattered on that one. Anyways, let's move to the next point, which is that the irony of this is that these people who were so mad that they couldn't understand what was being said had a problem with what was being said. That's right. Congressional Republicans and other prominent dumbasses came out and said, I guess that they had cracked open their 1996 edition of Spanish for Dummies and said that they had a problem with Bad Bunny's lyrics. And they said all kinds of things that I'm not going to cover because this has already been covered in the mainstream media. But I will tell you what Representative Mark Alford of Missouri said, and he said that, while he doesn't speak fluent Spanish, the lyrics from Bad Bunny are very disturbing. Doesn't speak fluent Spanish, huh? I don't know, man. I doubt this guy barely figured out that hijo de puta wasn't something you stick in a tortilla before the end of the show. He just doesn't seem like the type. Check out this post he did on Valentine's Day, basically saying that American citizens are the only people who should be voting. Which, is code for I hate people who speak languages beyond just English. It's a bit of conjecture, but Anyways, the FCC reviewed the performance. It was fine. There's no congressional investigation because it's bullshit. And it was the fourth most watched halftime show of all time. So everybody just come mierda and shut the fuck up. Look it up in the glossary, Mark. C, in the back of the book. Now, this is all fun and good, making fun of stupid people who are hateful, but as I've mentioned on the show before, I try not to go back and forth with stupid, hateful people too much because it's part of why they have so much power now. Instead, let's try and go a little bit deeper. So the contradiction is obvious, right? They said they had a problem with the lyrics, but they don't know what he's saying. What's really going on here? And I think what could be helpful is checking in with a man who subsists entirely on sewage matter, loves ethnic cleansing, and said that he prefers dogs to Muslims recently. Randy Fine, a representative out of Arizona, when being part of these folks who were upset with Bad Bunny, said that Puerto Ricans are Americans and we all live by the same rules. Really? Now, obviously, he doesn't understand what that means, but why don't we take him just at his word for a second? Because he's right. But I think the issue for him is not all the time, I guess. Otherwise, why would it be okay for one American to speak in English about being a PDF file in his performance, and another American not okay for him to speak in Spanish about something like colonialism or colonization? Why would it be okay when some Americans from Puerto Rico, which you said is America, to be wrongfully detained by ICE? Why would it be okay for, after a hurricane decimates this part of America, for the President of the United States to show up and do little more than launch paper towels into the crowd, like their t-shirts at a Knicks game, or when that same hurricane leaves citizens without power, they have to climb up the power lines and rig up the electricity themselves, if they're really Americans. Bad Bunny's not like Public Enemy guy. He's not like the, he addresses some social issues in his music, but you guys are the ones who colonized Puerto Rico, not him. And you invited him to do the Super Bowl during a time period where you were rounding up people who speak the same language as him and throwing them in concentration camps, jails, without charge. You didn't think he'd have something to say? You know, there's something especially arrogant and dehumanizing happening here about fucking people over again and again and again, making them second-class American citizens and then promoting them to first class when they suddenly have something to say about it. You know, Randy Fine hails from a type of people who took black Africans from Africa and made them Americans through the chattel slavery system. A people who went to Algeria and called it France and said that those people were French. A people who colonized indigenous people all across the Americas and gave them Catholicism, gave them Spanish as a language. You made us this way. So what do you want from us? And I guess that's the answer, right? That's the answer to all of this. That's the why people were actually upset beyond the contradictory bullshit. It's in Fine's statement. He wants Bad Bunny to be an American when he wants Bad Bunny to be American. He wants Bad Bunny to be like Pocahontas when she basically moved to the UK, became a white person, and bashed her own people. Instead, he got something else. Something a little bit more like, fuck around, find out. Or, better yet, sigue jodiendo y vas a ver. Thank you all for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure. I hope everyone has an excellent weekend, and I will see you all in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.